If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Better Than Static. I'm your host, Tyler, and today I have with me my buddy Lucas. He's back. Say hi to everybody,
Hey.
Lucas.
Hey, what's going on?
And we have a special guest. You'll notice that Chris isn't here, but we have our special guest, Doug Hensley from Gaming and Chill podcast. What's up, Doug?
I wouldn't say special, but I'm here now. What's up?
Which I've been pumped for this. We've planned this since like December of doing some collaboration, and we finally got it set up. I was excited.
Oh yeah, because we talked about this at Comic-Con, correct?
Yeah.
Which
and,
was November.
Yeah, and then we met up at the coffee shop in December too.
That's right. That was December. I was like, when was that?
But so Doug and his brother Derek do a podcast, Gaming and Chill, and you guys should check that out. You all release on Sundays, right?
Correct.
Correct. So you guys will be able to listen to them every Sunday, well, you can download it every Sunday and listen to them at your pleasure.
Yes.
But guys, I sent you the topic list, and the first topic on the agenda that I really wanted to talk about was A Quiet Place. And I know I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if you guys have either, but I was kind of wanting to talk about expectations. So have either of you guys seen it?
I've not seen it. I'm probably going next weekend.
Cool.
I have not seen it, and I will be going here in about 2 hours. So,
Now, I'm not a huge scary movie fan, but
Yeah.
I can do jump scares and stuff, so I'm probably going to see
coming
it.
from the guy that sat through The Conjuring with his hat covering his face the entire movie.
Hopefully, I'll go see it here soon. I might go tonight if I can go to the later showing. But so this one is directed by John Krasinski, and I love John Krasinski. I don't know about you guys. How do you guys feel about his stuff?
He's
mean-
married to Emily Blunt, which makes him my favorite person ever.
There
It
you
makes
go.
me really jealous of John Krasinski.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of
Yeah.
Emily Blunt, I watched Sicario last night with my dad, and that was awesome. So I'm excited to see
Great movie.
her in another movie because she's great. She is top
Let
notch.
me go ahead and inspire everyone to mute my audio early in the podcast. She was a voice in the new My Little Pony movie. She has a beautiful singing voice. I never knew this.
She's Mary Poppins.
Is she
right?
really? She's
Come
gonna be
on. Yeah, she's going to be Mary Poppins.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there you go.
And they're actually gonna be husband and wife in Quiet Place, which I think is awesome because they're actually husband and wife in real life. They've never been in another movie together, have they?
I don't think so, not to my knowledge.
I don't think so, but I like that dynamic because it's not like, oh, let me watch you kiss another woman.
Yeah, like you can actually.
Yeah.
All right, they're supposed. This is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
One thing I'm not gonna be super stoked about in Quiet Place is I don't know how the child actors are gonna be in the movie. We've been spoiled with child actors here recently. Like you have Stranger Things, and then Logan had really good child actors, and that's kind of
Oh yeah.
those are high expectations.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with this movie, you're not going to have them talking
That's
per
true.
se.
Yeah.
So as long as they can stand in a corner and be quiet, I feel like you don't have to worry about anything.
Looked terrified, and then they're on
Yeah.
camera, so they're already terrified.
Exactly.
And I guess we need to explain the genre of Quiet Place, or not genre, but the
Yeah,
idea of Quiet
I
Place.
guess-
So it's like post-apocalyptic, I think, and there's these monsters that are blind, I'm pretty sure, but they hear really, really well, so they can hear any noise. And John Krasinski and Emily Blunt's family is trying to survive, and it's following them. And I think at some point from the previews I've watched, they actually attempt to fight the monsters or whatever they are. I don't know if they're aliens or monsters.
Just the trailers were suspenseful.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, yeah.
I mean, because in the movie, apparently Emily Blunt is supposed to be pregnant.
Oh
and
wow.
she starts having a baby.
Yeah.
I did not know that part of the plot.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's-
it's in one of the trailers.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's whenever she's in the bathtub is whenever
Okay,
the
that
stuff
makes
starts
sense.
going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen that scene. I didn't pick up that she was pregnant, and that's almost like a ripoff of when The Walking Dead's at the prison, and like
Listen.
Lori's having a baby.
No one cares about The Walking Dead.
Whoa, I care about The Walking Dead.
Anything that, yeah, The Walking Dead doesn't matter after season 1. It really doesn't.
I'm still watching it. I'm still caught up.
Yeah.
That is
I'm
like
sorry
the only
for
show
you.
I keep up with, though.
I keep up with well, it's coming back soon. My Hero Academia. That's
Okay.
the only show I keep up with ever.
I used to keep up with MacGyver, and the MacGyver turned out to be trash.
I'm glad you had
Like,
that reaction.
Old school MacGyver.
No.
No,
The reboot.
reboot.
I've watched all of
like-
the old MacGyver.
I was like, if you're trying to keep up with it, that should be pretty easy. It's been over for a while now.
If you're listening to
About
this,
20 years behind.
Doug almost spit out Coke.
Vanilla Coke at that.
It would burn less, I think, a little bit less.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that was good. That was good. So John Krasinski's actually, like, I looked up his stuff on IMDb, and he's actually been a part of a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, everybody knows The Office. Everybody's super familiar with The Office.
Can I make a confession?
Yeah, go for it.
I've never watched The Office.
What?
Like, not a single episode or...
Wait. The only one I've seen was when they're doing CPR.
Okay.
I mean, that's a good
the
episode.
only one I've seen.
Okay. Well, there you go, Kirby. I guess everybody's not familiar with The Office.
Well, he's
Like,
familiar,
I'm
that it
with
exists.
it. I've just not watched it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I got you. Yeah. I've
But-
only ever watched it all the way through one time.
I've watched
I'm
it
not
through
like
twice.
a lot of people where they watch it through multiple times. And even that, once Michael Scott left, I stopped watching. Because it got bad.
So the first time I watched it by myself, like I just sat down and watched it and powered through. Because I'd watched the first season on TV, and then like sports and stuff got in the way, and I couldn't finish it. So I just waited for it to come on Netflix and watched it all together. Second time, somebody I was watching it with hadn't watched it, so like I didn't watch every single episode the second time, but I kept up pretty good.
I dig it.
And then he's the creator of Lip Sync Battles, which has gotten a little. I mean, it started out really strong.
I think he's the producer.
Producer,
I
yeah.
don't think he's the creator. It's a spin-off of the Jimmy Fallon thing
Yeah.
that he does on the late night show.
But
Lip sync battle was fresh when it started. Now it's getting to the point of just like, okay, like that's cool and
Yeah,
all.
I think they've kind of ran out of whenever they were getting like Anne Hathaway and like these big names coming on. It was more, I don't know, it brought more attention to it, but now you're getting like nobody, I mean, I wouldn't say nobody people, but like B-list celebrities instead of A-list kind of.
It's hard to top Emily Blunt versus Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, exactly,
that's
and
true.
I'm pretty sure that was like the first episode, so.
my favorite one
Yeah.
though is the one with Anna Kendrick and John Krasinski. Like he was on the show and it was amazing. He did the NSYNC Bye Bye Bye, and
Yeah.
then Anna Kendrick did some song by like One Direction or something, and had a T-shirt of Emily Blunt's face on it. It was awesome. It was a great episode.
First off, Anna Kendrick is a national treasure.
Anna Kendrick is one of my celebrity crushes. Top notch.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what her Twitter handle is, right?
No, what?
Anna Kendrick 47, AK 47.
Oh, that's awesome. She's clever.
It's like Anna Kendrick is one of those celebrities that you could totally say, "Hey, I actually bumped into Anna Kendrick and we just had a beer and that was it." Like,
and it was cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
we watched TV, had a beer, and just like, "See Anna," and just left.
She seems
like,
like
that
such
would
a
be the-
normal person.
Right?
And then one of the things that John Krasinski has been in that I like is one of my guilty pleasure movies, and I watched it with my mom the first time, but it's called It's Complicated, and it's an Alec Baldwin and Meryl Streep movie, and he's like the son-in-law, and he knows like what's going down. He's like trying to keep his wife from finding out and stuff. And he's just like freaked out the whole time.
Anything
I've
with
never
Meryl
seen-
Streep's good.
Meryl
I
Streep
mean,
is really.
yeah.
I enjoy Meryl Streep. I like Alec Baldwin in some things, like Beetlejuice. It's Complicated. It was good. Some of his stuff, like I don't know.
Wait, Alec Baldwin was in Beetlejuice?
Yeah, he was one of the ghosts.
He wasn't Beetlejuice, was he?
No, he wasn't.
No,
That was Michael
No,
Keaton.
that's Michael Keaton.
I was really only trying to come up with an excuse to say Beetlejuice third time.
Oh,
I gotcha.
well, you just did. Okay.
I missed that.
Did he appear? Did he appear? Hopefully not. I don't know. He seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, I'll say Michael Keaton would be hanging out cool.
Dude, Michael Keaton is so good, and he's making a comeback with Vulture. Oh, I'm so pumped. Which we'll talk a little bit about that, like something that relates to that later in the show.
Oh yeah.
So I also put a topic out there that was like, so things that we haven't seen but we would like to see in it, like, and John Krasinski appears in it. And one of mine was Detroit, and I wanted to see that because I wanted to see John Boyega in another movie besides Star Wars 2, but John Krasinski is in it as well.
Did you see Pacific Rim with John Boyega?
Can you say that one more
Pacific Rim
time?
2.
You cut out a little bit.
My apologies. Did you
go.
see Pacific Rim 2 with
No.
John Boyega?
Not yet. Pacific Rim is one of my, like, I own the first one on Blu-ray, and it was the weekend of my niece's birthday party, so I didn't have a lot of time to go see it. But it is like, I have a watch list for, like, I have Tomb Raider, Pacific Rim, Uprising, and Quiet Place are on that list right now, and I can't, like, I'm trying to go to the movies to see all of them. But I'm excited. Well, the only thing that I was a little hesitant on Pacific Rim Uprising was Scott Eastwood was in it, and, like, you know, love Clint Eastwood, but Scott is not the best actor out there.
He plays a good role.
He plays a good role?
I
Okay.
seen it opening weekend. I'm a huge fan of robot films.
Okay, yeah.
Like, huge fan. It met all my expectations and then some.
Have you seen Ready Player One yet?
I have not.
Aw,
I'm
dang.
a little afraid of Ready Player One.
Go
That
watch it.
I loved it. It was awesome.
See, I was just afraid that it was just going to be like, oh, 80s, let's reference it. And just references for the sake of reference.
That's how the book is. I read the book 2 times. I'm a big fan of the books, also a big fan of the 80s, but that's another whole point. But I had the expectation of, you know, them trying to make the book over again. It's completely different from the book. Like,
Okay.
every single, like, challenge, they have the same premise. Whoever finds this thing the first gets complete control over everything, but everything else is different. That's there's a whole lot of 80s references and just pop culture references in general. There's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you got Tracer running around, you got Battletoads, you got and it's none of it's like just right in your face, like
Yeah, if
it's
they don't
more
have a
background
purpose,
characters and stuff like
if they don't
that.
have a purpose, it's really subtle. But, like, if you have to figure out something for the challenge, it's kind of and it's not like up in your face as untasteful. It's just it's up in your face so you can figure it out with the characters. I feel like.
Okay. I might go try to see it next weekend as well. It's
Okay.
one of those, I go to the movies for like a whole day and just go watch movies.
I did
And
that
at the very
2 weekends
least,
ago.
you can shut your brain off and watch all the pretty colors go across the screen and be thoroughly entertained the entire time.
Now, I have to ask, does it have any sort of like vaporwave, retro wave music in it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's got some
Okay,
stuff.
then I'm all
Yeah.
in for it.
for sure. Yeah, no, I mean, it starts. The opening song to it is "Jump," with the synth guitar and all that, and it's awesome. It starts from there and it goes all the way.
Yep, going next weekend.
No, yeah, definitely. I went the Friday. Like, I had a half day at work, and I just went and watched it with a buddy, and it was awesome. I loved it. Which the buddy was on last week's show. We're gonna actually do a hardcore review next week, so you guys should be on the lookout for that.
Have you ever went to the movies just by yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Is that not one of the best experiences?
Yes,
like empty theater or just going by yourself?
both.
Both. The only time I've ever sat in a completely empty theater was the last week showing of Amazing Spider-Man 2. I was the only person in the auditorium. It is awesome to be able to be like, I'll sit over there now, and just walk and just go sit there, text your friend during the movie, and you're just like, I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I am.
I think the last one I was the only person in was the first Guardians of the Galaxy. But like I went
That's
and watched.
amazing.
Yeah. No, it was great because like I had a whole row. I got to sit in the exact middle of the theater. The only thing was it wasn't the best theater, but it's still like it was in that theater's best room.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one, I almost got to go see by myself. I'll say that because it's the only one I can think of was Dunkirk opening weekend. I went Sunday morning at like 10 o'clock, booked my tickets, and whenever I booked it, it was completely empty. Walked in, sat down right in the middle of the theater, all this stuff. Trailer started, and this old couple came in and sat one on the left side of me and one on the right side of me, and nobody else in the theater.
That's the worst.
Nobody else.
What if they? Okay, so we've mentioned this story on the show before, and like
Yeah.
new developments have came to my mind. Like, what if that was the plan? They were trying to creep you out to get you to move. Like they're like, what if they started holding hands across you?
I would have sat there.
I would have held their hand too.
Yeah.
You just
I
make
would
it.
have just made it more awkward.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
No, but like, because the movies up here, you have to reserve your seat before you go, kind of thing. So, if they reserve those two seats, like I understand them not wanting to go up and move, but at the same time,
No one else is
why
in the
didn't they
theater.
reserve their seats together? Not if they were together. I don't know. They walked into the theater at the same time and then sat down on both sides.
But still, it's there's three people. Three people. And
Right.
if they're all strangers, like, why would you sit right beside them? Like, I don't know. That's
Right,
just me. I don't know. Like, and I'm not antisocial. I just that's not my. I'm not
When you
about
go to
it.
the movies by
you
yourself.
like to
you-
spread out and get comfortable and stuff. But yeah,
If
No,
you're
it's
the
weird.
only one going to the movies, you have to out awkward the person you're sitting next to. They sit next to you and start spreading everything to both cup holders. Look at them and go, "Hi, my name's Doug, and I'll be your seatmate for the next 2 hours. How are you doing today?" And start a conversation with them right before the movie. Guaranteed they will move.
Or
yeah.
like, so you know how they have that texting and driving campaign for like you see somebody going for the phone, you like reach your hand out and grab it. If they go for their drink, you do that. I guarantee they'll move after that.
If they don't move at the end of the movie, give them a hug when they stand up.
Thank you for
Well, it's been good
experiencing that
hanging
with
out
me.
with you.
I'm glad you watched this movie with me.
We should
I'll
do this
never
again
forget
sometime.
you.
No. Then the last movie I watched by myself, like the theater was completely empty, was honestly probably Accepted.
Accepted the one with Matt. What's his name? Justin.
Dude,
Justin.
the scene that you'll probably remember is whenever he's dressed up in a hot dog suit.
Yeah, ask me about my wiener.
Yeah.
Was
I'm
that
pretty
the
sure I
South
was in,
Harmon
like,
Institute of
8th grade.
Technology?
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah, that's it. Southampton Institute of Technology.
That was
I was in like 8th grade or something, and I don't even know. I'm pretty sure I was just like, drop me off at the movies. I'll go watch something. You all go do whatever. And I was with my family or something. They dropped me off. I went and watched a movie, and I was the only one in the theater. It was a funny movie. It's the only time I ever watched that movie.
That's a great comedy. Like, I love that comedy. It's so good. And it's not like clever comedy. It's like just stuff that's like, all right,
It's
laugh at
just
this.
stupid.
Yeah. We went down a little bit of a rabbit hole. But
okay.
one other thing that I wanted to see that John Krasinski, he wasn't in, but he produced it, was Manchester by the Sea. And I'm also a Casey Affleck fan, so I wanted to go see that. But it didn't get... Some people that didn't like it, like, hated it, and then people that liked it really enjoyed it. It was...
Yep. Won an Oscar, did it?
I think so. It was either nominated or it won. I don't remember.
I don't know. The review that I saw from it was a bunch of Casey Affleck's fans sitting around doing drugs for 2 hours. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to see that. I haven't watched the movie. It could be good, but I've always just kind of steered away from it because I usually make an effort to watch the movies that have been nominated for the best film and all that stuff each year. But that's one that I've always just kind of never really went out and got.
The John Krasinski movie that I have not seen that I do want to see is 13 Hours.
Dude, I own it. I like it. I like it a whole lot.
I actually watched it last weekend or last weekend. Last weekend. It was pretty good. It's on Amazon Prime if you have that.
I definitely have Amazon Prime. It's where I get all my Gundam models.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so we are the same person because I want Gundam models as well.
I will have to send you my pictures of all my models.
All right, that sounds awesome. 'Cause
Are you familiar with the Burt Reynolds painting? The one Burt Reynolds painting?
Yeah,
Wait.
I know of exactly which one you're talking
Which
about.
The one where he's on the bearskin rug?
Oh yeah. I know which one you're talking about now.
I put one of my my Red Frame Astray model in that like pose. I need to send you that one.
Okay, so now that I know you'll like Gundam, there's a scene you'll definitely like in Ready Player One. You definitely need to go see it.
Okay. Yeah, is it the one with the RX-87 or something like that? The Gundam?
I think so.
Yeah, I seen that in the trailer. I'm like, it has Gundam. This might be the closest live-action Gundam.
Yeah.
And then I remembered Pacific Rim.
I will say that sequence in Ready Player One, I left, instead of thinking about the movie, I left thinking, be like, man, it would be awesome to have a live-action Gundam movie.
Yeah, it would be. Like, why are we
That's
focusing
what
on
I'm
Power
thinking
Rangers? Let's
about.
focus on Gundam.
Power Rangers are. This is going to be my I wasn't a fan of Power Rangers growing up. I'm a huge Power Rangers fan now because I've read all the comics, I've watched all the shows. I just binge watched every Power Rangers series.
I got
And-
that's hard to do.
Yeah,
I will say that.
especially on the newer ones.
Fun fact: the uniforms in I think it was Outer Space.
Yeah.
They're the same uniforms as in Firefly, the Joss Whedon show, and Starship Troopers. They're all the same uniform and pulse rifles.
That's pretty cool.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I just know I watched the new Power Rangers, the movie, probably last weekend too. And I was a fan of it whenever the opening scene started out with a dude saying that he milked the cow that they were stealing, and it turned out to be a bull. So I was just like, okay, this is a kids movie, and they're talking about,
Yeah.
That
It's
is
like,
on my
does it-
list of
it's-
movies to buy, and I want to watch it
Yeah.
really bad.
it was
It-
it was pretty good.
It's one I own.
Yeah.
Which me and Lucas grew up on the OG Mighty Morphin, and
Yeah, I'm more fan.
Jason David Frank was at LexCon when we were doing press coverage, and had I had money, I thought about it. I thought about going and meeting Jason David Frank. But he's right by Kimberly, too. So that would have been two birds with one stone.
They had, which the other two Power Rangers were from the newer ones.
Yeah.
They had 4 or 5 there. But yeah,
Was it-
no,
The Jen, the Pink Ranger from Time Force.
I think that was one
Yeah.
of the ones that was there.
I think so.
The Blue
She's
Ranger from the newest one was there, I think, too.
Is it the newest one or the tabletop RPG? Because on Twitch you can watch Hyperforce, which is the first American-only Power Rangers made in
wow.
America.
That's pretty cool. Oh, fun fact: we have a friend that's applying to be a Power Ranger in the newest, the newest run. I don't want to mention
Nice.
names because I don't want to say if because I don't know if he got it or not. I don't know if he's allowed to say that he I don't know.
I never would want to be a Power Ranger. I want to be one of the guys in costumes that are the small-sized villains.
I want to be the guy in costume that's the Zord, so I can just go.
Yeah.
Well, Bryan Cranston was one of the original monsters, right?
I didn't know he was an original monster. I knew that he was a Zordon in the new movie.
Yeah.
Yep, he was one of the actors in one of the giant rubber suits.
That's
so
awesome.
he's been connected for a very long time.
I wonder what he enjoyed more, being Zordon or being the monster.
I think you might enjoy being the monster more, but it's that ultimate wish fulfillment of I'm Zordon.
Yeah.
Well, and then your face is actually seen when you're Zordon.
Yeah. I don't know. I would love to be one of those monsters.
I wouldn't mind being if I got to be in Power Rangers, I wouldn't be mad. I definitely could not be a Power Ranger because I'm 6'4", weight 250. So that's not in the cards right there.
Fun fact. This is gonna be my thing. Bulk from the original Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, yeah.
He's one of the new Power Rangers in Hyperforce on Twitch.
What? That's awesome.
Yep. That and Jen, or Time Force's Pink Ranger, Andre, the Angry Nerd. He's one of the Power Rangers, and one of the old, I think it was Yellow Power Ranger from Time Force. I think he's the new Red Power Ranger.
That's crazy how everything's like just connected like that, and it. Like if you don't know about Power Rangers, that doesn't mean much to you. But being a fan of them, like especially like that's nostalgic for me. It's just awesome that the people that have been a part of it still want to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, and like it's even being interwoven into the comic book series. Shattered Grid, the new comic arc coming out with the White Power Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Tommy from the future.
Yeah.
When he has the Falcon Zord,
Okay.
he kicks it off by kidnapping Jen, the pink Time Force Power Ranger.
Wait, so is he evil again?
It's part of the new. It's the alternate timeline, how he came to power, and he's now trying to escape the timeline where he failed and go to a new timeline where he succeeded. So they're trying to introduce a third timeline.
Here's the thing: DC has way more time lines than that, like universes, and I can still keep up with it better than Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that's awesome because I actually was talking like I'm a youth mentor, and like in small groups, I mentioned that one of my friends was trying out to be a Power Ranger, and like all the kids were like, "That's awesome." So we got to talk about Power Rangers, and there was one kid that is actually keeping up with all of them right now, and I was like, you might get picked on at school, but in my eyes, you're pretty cool.
Isn't that sad? The kids that we would find cool are just like, you probably get beaten up in school a lot, don't you?
Well, I mean, the thing that helped me, because I was just so big, like nobody was going to pick on me, but I was the biggest nerd there was.
I work with a library system, and I got a chat message the other night from one of my libraries, and they're like, I'm looking for events for my son. I'm like, cool, look up the thing of events. Okay, I would recommend the D&D club. That's a big one, because you want him to like socialize with other kids. I'm like, I'd recommend the anime club. I recommend 3 clubs. Get off the chat, turn to my buddy. I'm like, I probably just set this kid up to be bullied a lot, didn't I? He goes, yeah, and you turned him into you. And I'm like, oh, I need to write an apology.
Retract.
You need to rethink that.
I mean, but I would do this like, I would, because you can't send a kid to like concerts and stuff, and I go watch some sketchy bands, but like, to send your kid to Lexicon, send your kid to like Derby City's not having, but like Louisville SuperCon, and like just go to all these Comic Cons because those are the nicest people you ever meet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Slap into a Slim Jim.
So back to the things that we haven't seen but want to see. Lucas wanted to add to the list the Jack Ryan series.
Jack Ryan. Yep.
And after seeing 13 Hours, I would definitely want to see John Krasinski as Jack Ryan.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I'm a fan of all the old Jack Ryan movies with Harrison Ford way back in the day. They were all good. And then whenever they tried to remake it with
Chris Pine, and then Kevin
Chris
Costner was
Pine.
in it. I liked it.
Yeah.
I watched it on plane, though, so I was half asleep. But
I mean, I liked it too. It was
Plane movies are completely different.
Yeah.
well, like this was my first ever like over 3-hour flight, and I'm like, I just gotta kill time. I'm like, well, there's a list of movies I want to watch, and I didn't think about the screen is about the size, like smaller than my laptop, and I was like, I mean, that was still good. I think I got everything, even though there's a screaming child behind me.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll make it your favorite movie. In fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. So while we're on the statement of like Jack Ryan with Chris Pine, I think Chris Pine is he's a good action star. I think he doesn't get a lot of action movies. Like he's gotten Jack Ryan, he got Steve Trevor. What else has he got? Nothing. Like that's a guy you could utilize for your new action line.
He was
Kirk, he could always be Kirk.
Yeah, he is Kirk. I forgot about
Yeah.
Kirk. Well, I mean, that's sci-fi. I don't know.
It's an action
It
movie.
is. Okay,
New
yeah,
Star
yeah. I'll
Trek
give you that
movies are action movies.
He was on a motorbike in the last film on an alien planet.
That's true. That's
There
true.
you go.
But like, I think John Krasinski. I am pumped for him. Like okay, so segue to the next topic. There've been talks like that he's been wanting to do Mr. Fantastic, or like people want him as Mr. Fantastic. Now you shake your head, but we got to think.
Because Fantastic Four needs to be done.
Here's I like the first ever Fantastic Four was fine. It should have ended there. But what it gives us is better Marvel actors. Like, you know, we got Captain America from the first Avengers. Then we got Killmonger from the second run of Avengers. So let's say he's in the crappy Fantastic Four, and then he reemerges as awesome, like a phoenix, just amazing. What would he actually be in the Marvel universe?
Like,
I think John Krasinski might be a better older Cyclops.
I'm behind that.
there you go.
You know,
I like
put him
that
behind
idea.
the ruby shades and make him like an older version who's not like James Marsden was like the 20s version. It was just like he's getting up, he's older and teaching the new class.
Yeah.
So we can say he's done with the older X-Men.
Which I don't know how many older X-Men movies they'll do now that, like, you know, Logan's done. But if they do like a reboot of the like Xavier's School, that would be awesome to have John Krasinski as that. And but I don't, that's so many that's so many different series of X-Men to do. I know one Marvel character that I thought I would like him as would be Nick Fury or something, because like he's charismatic like Nick Fury is, like in the original TV show,
like comic book run Nick Fury. I got you. Like the spy Nick Fury, not the.
Because I think it's the same tone of character as 13 Hours, John Krasinski. He could be that character, I think.
I think after Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury, I don't think we're ever going to go back to the spy Nick Fury from the comic books.
Yeah,
the
I
original
mean, it's
Nick
probably
Fury.
done.
We're not going back to that.
But I mean, I think so. Let's not like if they didn't do so Fantastic Four. I'd love to have John Krasinski in the Marvel universe. Don't exactly know what he'd be right now, but if they come up with some other nobody character and make somebody care about him, make it John Krasinski.
Namor. Namor.
No, do not kill John Krasinski like that.
God. Yeah, no, that's just not good for anybody. Nobody wants to see that.
That would be.
Nobody wants to see Namor, just in general. Like Namor.
Yeah, just in general. Like, I don't care who you put as him. No.
That's just
that doesn't need to happen.
That's career suicide right there. If you accept Namor as a position, like.
All right, but we could have also said that about Chris Pratt. I'm going to be co-starring along with a talking raccoon and a tree. Chris, your career's dead. Guardians came out. Okay, the talking tree and the talking raccoon.
But look at who's playing the talking raccoon. Like Bradley Cooper's. Bradley Cooper's playing the talking raccoon. Vin Diesel's playing the freaking talking tree. Granted, Dave Bautista as a green guy isn't that great, but I mean Zoe Saldana.
Oh, come on now. Dave Bautista is amazing in Guardians.
Yeah.
I like his serious character from Blade Runner 2049 way better than I do Drax.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean,
here's the thing, like, Vin Diesel played the Iron Giant, so he's used to playing someone who's just like, I am Groot. That's not a stretch for his acting. Like, Chris Pratt came from Parks and Rec. He played the goofy dude who like was like basically a dog, for all intents and purposes, along with Aubrey Plaza. And suddenly he's Star-Lord and ripped and the coolest guy in the galaxy. That's a huge career jump for him.
He was a Navy SEAL in
crap, what is it? I know
Zero Dark 30 before Guardians of the Galaxy, though.
I missed that one.
Yeah,
it was a small role.
Yeah, I mean, he was a small role, but he was already jacked and played a serious role before jumping into Guardians.
Speaking of roles that no one ever remembers, can we just all stop and take a moment to remember Rihanna was in Battleship?
Yeah,
and
can
also
we
Gambit
just stop
was.
and take a moment to forget that she ever played in Battleship?
Let's forget Battleship. No, see, that's my
there you
favorite
go.
thing to remember, because like oh, that's a stupid movie. Nah, it's stupider than Battleship.
Yeah. No, I watched another movie that was pretty close to being as stupid as Battleship that had Rihanna in it 2 weekends ago, and it was Valerian.
Oh,
Oh
take
my
that
God.
back. Take
And
that back. I
it
love Valerian.
You loved it?
I-
Oh, man.
I'm a fan of the director too. He did
Luc
Fifth
Besson?
Element.
Well, I know he did
Yeah,
Fifth
no.
Element, but Fifth
Oh,
Element
Fifth
is a way
Element.
better movie than Valerian.
It may be because I have a small celebrity crush on Cara Delevingne. Little bit.
I
can
mean,
understand that.
I still couldn't get over the trash that Valerian was. I'm sorry.
I've also read the original comics, so I'm like,
Okay.
okay, I
So
understand.
there's a soft spot in your heart for
Yeah.
that. I'll give you that.
Well, I had a
It's
buddy
like
that
when you
liked
Go
or that
ahead.
he liked John Smith of Mars or whatever, or John Carter
John
of
Carter
Mars.
of Mars?
Yeah. I had a friend that read those comics, and he loved the movie, but like a bunch of people bashed it.
Dude, Warlords of Mars was a great series. Like, I love that book series. Princess of Mars, Warlords of Mars. John Carter was great.
The movie wasn't completely awful. Like it had a linear story that you could follow. I mean,
They
Ev- Every
They-
year, Disney has a flop.
yeah. I mean, that was you. Gambit just
they
happened to have one.
advertised that movie wrong, though. I feel like whenever it was coming out, it just didn't. John Carter, it just the advertising for it didn't really say what the movie was going to be. Also, their big go-to star was a dude that starred in Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, like,
That
Friday Night Lights is a good
jump.
show.
Friday Night Lights was a. It was okay. So like halfway through Friday Night Lights, it stopped being a good show, but like for that first half of it, it was great. I watched it.
But that's not the type of like.
You
To
don't-
me, it's not the pull to like. Oh, you see this dude from a TV show that you liked. He's now starring in a big blockbuster movie that had one of the largest budgets ever at the time. It's not really a pull.
Well, and like
to
he
make
didn't have
people
much
watch it.
background either of like anything besides Friday Night Lights. Like Laura Dern, when she jumped from Friday Night Lights to like Holdo, everybody knew Laura Dern could act. Like she
Right.
had past things to do, but you don't go from being a fullback on a high school drama show to being an action star, John Carter.
Here's my theory about John Carter and Disney. They select one movie a year and say, this movie will flop to sacrifice it to Murphy's Law, and then everything else will be good.
We are
This
going to
year,
commit
it was A Wrinkle
seppuku
in
with
Time.
this movie. That way we sacrifice bad happenings for our good things.
Yeah, like think of this Wrinkle in Time this year. Horrible reviews. No one's career is going to get tanked. You are not tanking Oprah and Reese Witherspoon. They are unsinkable ships.
Well, I mean, Oprah is in the Illuminati, so I mean, she can just.
yeah, it's Oprah.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Oprah.
Um.
She's
Go ahead.
I mean, she's Oprah.
Yeah.
I was going to add something to that, but I couldn't think of anything.
So let's segue to another topic. While we're on the Marvel and Disney train of, the Deadpool animated show got the boot.
So sad.
Yeah, I know, because so we had a whole episode talking about Donald Glover. Like we love Donald Glover on the show, and it was gonna be awesome. And then they just why do good cartoons start first off with Teen Titans, then Young Justice, now Deadpool didn't even get a shot.
Young Justice is coming back this year.
What's it coming back on?
Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good, because I
Yeah.
didn't want to have to subscribe to another service to watch Young Justice, because I would have.
God no. But was this Deadpool show going to be like an R-rated like Archer?
It was. They were going for an Archer, Rick and Morty kind of vibe from it. So it was Donald Glover and his brother Stephen Glover were writing it, and they apparently had creative differences with Disney, or I guess not Disney, but Marvel, and they canned the show. According to Stephen Glover, it was over an episode starring Taylor Swift.
Why couldn't they have a show starring Taylor Swift?
I don't know.
Like, I mean, I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan. I mean, she's pretty to look at. I'm just like, I'm not a big fan of her music.
Her voice.
Yeah, that because You know, the auto tune helped here later in her career, but like the first half of just not good just ruined it for me.
I think what she needs to do is take a couple years off, like not show up in the news, and then come back out and say, "Hey, I'm doing stuff now." Kind of
Like Miley
Kesha
Cyrus
and Lady Gaga.
Okay, I was gonna say like do like a whole like intervention like Miley had.
Well, I'm saying more like Kesha
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
which Kesha
Where
puts out
they
great
just,
stuff.
like-
Yeah,
Oh, let me tell you, Kesha's new album, great and fantastic.
I'll have to check that out.
I haven't
If-
listened to it yet.
If I knew where my shirt is, I probably would have been wearing my Kesha shirt for the recording.
That's awesome. So, I hate that Disney and Donald had differences, but like, look at all the stuff. Here's what Donald had going for him. Like in this argument, like, why not have a guy that's written? Isn't Atlanta Emmy nominated or Emmy winning or something?
Oh, it won.
It won. Like, you have an Emmy winning director wanting to write a TV show for you.
Yeah.
Freaking let him do whatever he wants to do. Like,
That
At the right time, where people are missing Rick and Morty, Archer's coming up on its 9th season, Deadpool's never been better. Come out right now. By season 2, when it hits its stride, it'll be on board.
well, then FX
Everyone
should
will
be
be
on
watching.
because it fits their style too. Like, I'm sure FX was fine with it.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just very disappointed. I hope that it gets picked up by another, but it's owned by Disney and Marvel and all that, so there's no way that that character can go to another, like Netflix or something like that, and come out if there is
You
that
know-
creative difference.
What would be great and perfectly Deadpool is if it's not been canceled. It's just one day you're watching the Archer season 9 premiere. It
There's a
cuts
cameo.
right in the middle, and
it's
Deadpool saying they tried to cancel me. Well, and then it censors it. I'm back, baby. Deadpool premiering after Archer sees Adventure Island
That would be awesome. I would actually love that.
because
Which,
it's Deadpool, and you're hitting the correct demographic. And we've talked about it. It's canceled, so it's already on people's mind that, hey, there's a Deadpool show coming out.
yeah, like,
But it's
and
can't.
and like you said, that's the demographic. Like, I think Disney was probably worried about like people that shouldn't be watching it will be watching like kids or something. That was probably one of their things too. Well, if you advertise in Archer a show that like mostly adults watch, it would hit that demographic.
But at the same time, you have Deadpool 2 coming out.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't get. Like, you already
you
are
know what
pushing
I-
the character. Why not let him flourish?
Yeah.
Right?
I think, isn't Disney still wanting to create their own streaming platform?
Yeah. So what if they're just? I don't think they'd
But-
release creative differences if they're waiting for it to go on its own, like on Disney's own platform.
Yeah, but it's all about the quiche.
Yeah,
Disney
that's true.
might say, okay, well, we're going to leave with the FX platform because that's FX, FXX, all the FX lineup.
Mhm.
That's a lot of money to spend. They know Donald Glover, Stephen Glover are willing to participate. We buy their script, buy them, come out on our own platform, way cheaper. We know people will want it anyway.
Well, I mean, like
That's
you
not a
said,
bad
it's on everybody's mind. So they knew it was going to happen. Like they thought it was going to happen, and so they wanted it. You plant that idea of, hey, I'd really like to watch this.
Oh yeah.
Cut it, and then it comes back stronger. That's a good idea. I don't know. I don't mean if they do it, that'd be awesome. But I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know.
It seems like a perfectly Disney thing to do, though.
Here's the thing, like, Deadpool's been like the Spider-Man animated show and was like way more kid friendly. Hopefully they don't put it on their own streaming service and make it a kid friendly Daredevil. Like, at least put some edgy jokes in there or something. Don't just make it like, slapstick comedy.
I mean, if Power Rangers can reference somebody, milking a bull,
Yeah.
I feel like they can throw in some a little more aggressive jokes, I should say.
One
As
thing-
long as they only have Ryan Reynolds.
yeah.
That's
I
my
mean,
only condition.
I mean, that's pretty much the only person I feel like can voice the Deadpool that we've all come to know, kind of thing, from the movie.
Yeah. Which one thing that in the article that I was reading is, that it's sad that Deadpool's not happening, but it is happy that Legion's getting a second season. And I'm probably the only one that watched Legion.
I didn't watch Legion.
I really enjoyed it. It was Aubrey Plaza as the villain, and it was.
Give me one moment.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I'm still listening.
Yeah.
I just have to grab my cat.
But like it was Aubrey Plaza as the villain, and I think it suited her. The only thing that was weird is like you have a hot villain, but then also the villain has this really gross form, and it was weird. But X-Men universe, the character has not had anything happen with him in a long, long time. I think the last thing they did was the comic, and it's a little bit different story. It came back April 4th, and I recommend watching it. It was cool. It's different than the regular X-Men series you see. It's kind of like, what's the new movie where what's her name from Game of Thrones is going to be a mutant in it? Disturbed?
Are you talking about Sophie?
No, it's like Disturbed or something, or it's a new X-Men movie.
Are you talking about the chick that was playing Phoenix?
No. It's the youngest.
Oh, Maisie.
Macy, yeah, Macy's. What I don't know what it is, but it's kind of like that kind of tone with Legion. I just can't think of the. I'm at a loss of what it is.
Sorry about that. My cat decided to take a trip on somewhere he really shouldn't be.
So do you know the name of the new X-Men movie where it's like the kids are in the asylum or whatever with Macy from Game of Thrones?
Maisie. I mean, I can look it up.
I mean, that's what I'm doing.
I don't. Oh, it might be Hellfire Club.
I see a 2019 for the New Mutants.
Maybe that's it. I don't.
I mean, quick segue while you're looking that up.
Yeah.
The X-Men TV show on, forget what network, but it's on Hulu. I know that. Where the twins have the mutant power. That's actually a fairly decent show. I think it's New Mutants.
Maybe.
Or Gifted, something like that.
Gifted.
Oh,
Okay, Gifted is what it is. That one is, and it's got a lot of crazy characters in it. They released that at Comic-Con, didn't they? I think San Diego Comic-Con. But like I was gonna watch it, and then I don't have Hulu, so I can't watch it. But
Hulu's great. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like Hulu more than I like Netflix.
Which, yeah, I think it works better because it's got more like TV shows, right?
Yeah.
Plus
I can watch Gundam on there.
Yeah, that's true too. Dang, I'm trying to find.
Fiance pays for Crunchyroll and I pay for Hulu.
That's awesome. I'm still trying to find this
It's the New Mutants.
It's the New Mutants. That's gonna
Yeah.
that supposedly is kind of like they're in asylum, and that's kind of the tone Legion has. And that was the only point I was gonna make, and that was kind of a wasted time. But I was just trying to relate what Legion was like. So keeping up with Marvel talk. One thing that Doug wanted to add to the list, and I was super behind it because I forgot that it was happening because they gave word about it at last year's E3, and they haven't said anything since. But the new Spider-Man for PS4 has a release date in September 8th. Is that correct?
I believe
September 7th.
Yeah, you're right.
Which I don't have a PS4. You guys both have PS4s, right?
Yes.
I know. Yeah, Lucas does too.
Yep.
Are you guys looking to play that or what? Or
I'm looking to pre-order it, and I don't pre-order games.
when they released it at E3, like I almost tuned it out because I didn't have a PS4. But like the gameplay looks so good; it's such good quality.
Speaking as someone who didn't get a PlayStation 4 till last year, if you have an option between getting a Switch and getting a PlayStation, obviously go for a Switch. But if you're looking for a solid gaming system, get a PlayStation. It has Horizon Zero Dawn. It has Bloodborne. It's gonna have Spider-Man. it has some good games on it.
Yeah, it has a
Yeah,
lot of
there's
really good
more-
exclusive games.
Yeah, there's a whole lot more exclusives for PlayStation than there are Xbox. There's a whole lot of really good exclusives for PS4 versus Xbox, where a lot of their exclusives are being met with some very not so good reviews and stuff like that. Like, I know PUBG was one I was looking forward to, and it came out, and it just wasn't where it needed to be from a technical standpoint to be on the Xbox. And then Sea of Thieves, people have been saying it's a mile wide and an inch deep.
Let me speak in defense of Sea of Thieves. It is supremely fun when you're playing with friends.
See, that's the only positive I've heard from it. Well, that and like the RP, like the role playing that streamers can do on it, it gives good content. Like those are the only two things.
But like, I mean, last weekend I was playing with Derek, who you guys know Derek.
Yeah.
And we were playing in a small sloop, little small vessel. Come up on an island and we're fighting some skeletons. Turn around and, oh hey, there's another boat on this island. Oh crap. So we run, I go get cannonballs. I just keep loading the cannonballs in the cannon while he's ready to fire it. So it's just going bam, bam, bam. We sink their ship, strand him on the island, take his loot, and just sail away. And we're like, we didn't have to do anything. That was fun, knowing that we could theoretically just die. He could take our ship. We lose everything. And that's fun. But then it just, like you said, when you're not playing with friends, it's an inch deep.
Yeah. Well,
I get bored of it by the time I get through the loading screen.
One thing that they have said is going to happen is there's going to be more downloadable gameplay. But their YouTube they have not put anything on YouTube. They've not tweeted anything. They don't have any news about it whatsoever. This game has been like since 2003 E3, I think, is what I heard.
So it's No Man's Sky with pirates.
Yeah. Like
Pretty much.
and you've had this much time. Sure, the water looks great. Sure, your boats are functioning really cool. Give us freaking more of the good stuff. Like, I don't see what's so hard about that.
See, I think, and this is going to be playing devil's advocate, this is going to be a good thing. It's going to weed out the people who are going to get bored with the gameplay and the mechanics. So that way, by the time they release, a big DLC pack next, middle of the summer, only the people who are actively still playing with friends are going to be playing.
I mean, that's true. It'll create a good community, I think, because, I mean, the community's got to withstand the storm, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's a big hope. It's not like anything concrete going to happen. Like, you don't know.
It was kind of my hope with Destiny 2, and I'm still getting disappointed by that.
Yeah, Destiny 2 kind of just floundered.
I didn't even go for it.
I had friends that got it.
I am excited for the DLC coming out, Gods of Mars. I'm waiting to see the Cabal. More Cabal.
Okay. Like, I was going to pick up with Destiny 2. I had a friend... Oh, whoops. I had a friend that was super into Destiny, our buddy Greg, and like he's like, dude, you need to get this game. You need to get this game. Well, I just waited for him and one other guy at work to get it, and they're like, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And at that point, everybody of my friends were like switched to World War II, and then I just like I went to Fortnite. It was awesome.
I'm digging Fortnite these days. I've just started playing single player games.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get multiplayer campaigns going.
The one good thing about so you gave the one good thing of Sea of Thieves is great to play with friends. So is Fortnite, and I felt so bad because I was streaming one Saturday for the streamathon. It was like the weekend before Ready Player One came out, and Derek, your brother, was watching me stream. He was, dude, I'm gonna download this game so we can play together. And like he didn't realize I was playing on Xbox, and he downloaded it on PC and everything. And I'm like, he got in, he goes, I can't find you. I said, you're on Xbox, right? And he goes, no. I'm like, dang, it's not cross-platform. The week after, it became cross-platform, and I felt so bad.
You can download on Xbox now, too. I have it on both my Xbox and PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, you can put it on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC and link all your Epic accounts and, like, get a butt ton of skins. That's the best thing about it. But hopefully, next time I stream, I could actually get, like, that could be a collab we do. We do a squad on Fortnite with you and Derek. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
We need to organize that.
Another fun game to play with friends, Dark Souls.
I've never played Dark Souls, and I hear it's like very challenging.
Here's the thing. It's challenging until you get to a point and you're like, oh, I'm going to create a new character now that I know more of the mechanics. Then like the first couple levels, it's like, yeah, this is a cakewalk.
Gotcha.
And then you return to like getting sloppy, and then you start getting, destroyed again. It's a great rage cycle.
It doesn't take me much to get tilted and just like flip a table.
But here's the thing. That's why it's fun to play with friends. They will start to fuel that anger, but it's like, oh, I beat him super easy, and like walk up and they'll invade your world and help you with that, and then it's so easy with them. So you'll try it again, and it's so fun.
Nice. Guys, I think this will be about it for this episode. If you guys haven't watched Parade Player 1 and you're a regular listener of our episode, definitely go watch that, because next week we will be having spoilers on that podcast. You've had 2 weeks of warnings, so don't blame us for next week, because I'm really excited. I want to talk about the movie a whole lot. Also, check out Doug and Derek. That's Gaming and Chill Podcast. They have YouTube, they have Twitter, they have Instagram, and you guys are gaming_in_chill. Right.
That's a good thing I opened up my social media links.
Yeah. Read those off for us.
Yeah, Instagram, it's just Gaming and Chill Podcast. We're really working to try to reboost that because it's super easy to get lazy on Instagram.
Yep.
Twitter, it's gaming_in_chill, and Facebook, it's Gaming and Chill Podcast.
Yeah, so definitely go check those guys out. They have a great podcast. I listen. I'm actually I'm an active listener of them. They're super cool guys. We met them at last year's Derby City Comic Con. They were in the video. They were in the video for that. So these are familiar faces. And then you guys have 2 other guys, right? You have Sam
and Mish.
Mish, yeah. So definitely cool guys. Go watch them. We're gonna do more collaboration with them in the future. We just got to organize like 8 people, which is crazy, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna attempt it. So be on the lookout for that. Guys, check us out on our social media at BT Static on Twitter, facebook.com/BT Static. We have a store now on Teespring. That'll be in the description down below. So if you're on YouTube, just scroll down a little bit. If you're on iTunes or Google Play, it's in the description. So be sure to check that out. We got our black and neon blue logo, and then we also have our OG logo, which is the red, white, and blue one. Those are all up for grabs. We have long sleeve, short sleeve, and hoodies and stickers. So definitely get your cool swag. Also, me and Lucas are going to Marble City Comic Con. So if you're in Knoxville area or going to that Comic Con, look out for us. We'd love to say hi and just hang out. I think that's all of.
Can I request a bounty on coffee when you go to Knoxville?
A bounty
I'm
on
from
coffee?
Knoxville.
You're from Knoxville? I didn't know that.
I'm from Knoxville.
Yes, I could get a bounty of coffee for you.
Cool. I'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah. So look out for us there. There will be a YouTube video of that coverage. I think that's it. Am I missing anything, Lucas?
I don't think so.
Oh, wait, yeah. I stream on Mondays. Twitch.tv/curbstomp74, or it's KIRBST0MP74. And then check out, after the outro music, we'll have a promo for one of the podcasts on our podcast network. And we'd love for you to check out the rest of those podcasts. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully this episode's been better than static. Catch you guys next week.
Give up on my way. Oh, yeah. Give up on my way. Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's Carrington from Real Dudes Podcast, and with me I have some fantastic co-hosts. Guys, why don't you introduce yourselves?
This is Andrew coming to you from Lynchburg, Ohio.
This is Cody coming from you also from Ohio.
And this is Kyle coming to you straight from the armpits of West Virginia. We are an indie gaming podcast. We all share a love for games. And you can check out our show on Podbean. Just search for Real Dudes Podcast. You can also find us on iTunes, Google Play, really any of the podcasting outlets that you like to use. Again, that is Real Dudes Podcast. Be sure to check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you love video games, you will love our show.